Taylor Lorenz, a reporter from the Washington Post, claimed she had severe PTSD from online harassment. So naturally, the first thing she did was dox somebody on Twitter.
Jack Dorsey claimed he witnessed an incident where CNN tried to falsify the news, which means that Jack Dorsey has finally reached the DGAF phase of his career.
A federal judge struck down the mask mandates for domestic flights, killing everyone instantly.
The Easter Bunny stepped in to protect Joe Biden from reporters and to tip him off to where all the eggs are.
Netflix is losing subscribers due to a deadly game of chicken against quality entertainment.
Do you have dating troubles? Well, we went to the expert, Dennis Prager.
All this and more, man. All this and more on
The Bee Weekly.
Welcome everyone to the Bee Weekly. I am Kyle Mann. This voice you are hearing is Kyle Mann. In case you get confused later on, the voice here is the Kyle Mann voice. And with me is Emma.
Yes, this is my voice.
I don't know if your last name. Can we say your last
yeah,
name?
Yeah, my last name is Spees.
Emma Spees, but it looks like Spies.
Yes, that's it.
And we have the other guy.
This is Adam Yunser.
So now every time, don't
know
email
which voice
us.
is which.
Don't email us confused about what voice is what. Why does it matter?
Did someone email us about which
Yeah, we've
voice
gotten
is
several.
which?
We got several emails about
Really?
that because we had a rotating third seat, and they were like, "Wait, is that Kyle? Is that him?"
Oh,
Is that...
I see.
Probably the audio listeners are the ones who don't know. So Libs of TikTok got doxxed this week by Taylor Lorenz of WAPO. And 2 weeks before, she was on MSNBC crying over online harassment. And then there's a picture of her like knocking on the relatives' doors of the girl who runs the Libs of TikTok account. So, and I kind of already knew this, but Seth had purchased Libs of TikTok.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, a month ago. Mm-hmm. And so he was like getting texts from her all weekend and like trying to manage this because she's like, Taylor Lorenz is at my door. Is at my aunt's door or whatever it was.
And he had a great statement about it too. What did he say? He said it's not journalism, it's just intimidation. It's like, it's crazy how they just want to try to shut down and threaten everybody that disagrees with them. It's literally just showing what liberals actually do.
Yeah.
Don't show what we actually do. That's offensive.
Yeah, shouldn't that account be hailed as a hero because it's like spreading the LGBTQ message of libs everywhere and amplifying it to so many?
Here's a fat person with purple hair and a nose ring shrieking about something.
Healthiness, yeah.
So the federal mask mandate has been lifted, and I had a cool experience. We were in the airport, and we were walking in, and I saw on my phone that it got struck down, and I was like, yeah, but it's probably going to take a day or two. But my wife is like, well, we don't have masks, so let's just walk in. My wife is a lot more based than I am. So we went through TSA, and they didn't say anything. And I saw these families like looking around, like, and we made it through security. They didn't say anything. We made it all the way through the airport. We get to the check-in counter, and the lady at the check-in counter goes, oh, yeah, but and I'm checking Twitter, and Twitter's like, United has announced no masks, but Delta hadn't yet. And
I see.
And she goes, well, you guys are going to have to put on masks. I know the thing got struck down, but we haven't made any announcements. So she hands us some masks. We're walking, and we haven't put them on yet. We're walking down the bridge, and we get to the flight attendant at the front of the plane. And she goes, well, I just got the notice. You don't have to wear masks. And so we didn't have to put on a mask the whole time, which was wonderful. And then
That's awesome.
And I posted, my video about it went a little viral on Twitter. I posted a video of the flight attendant, and she's like crying as she gets to take her mask off. You know, it was a little over the top.
You could see that, too.
But yes.
Yeah.
And on board the aircraft. If you'd like to continue wearing your mask, please feel free to do so. We do have extras if you would like one. First time in 2 years.
But she was like really.
Did you cry, Kyle?
I did. I wept. It was kind of cool to see her. Like, she's like, I've had to wear this for 2 years. And she actually came up to me afterwards and she's like, a bunch of people have been sending me this video that you posted online. And she said something like, I'm not super political and I didn't really care one way or the other. She's like, but the last 6 months, it's been so tense and I have to be like the mask police.
Yeah.
And everybody hates me. And she's like, and I was just so excited. And she's like, I didn't mean to cry or anything. They just told me to give the announcement.
I did have some sympathy for flight attendants through the whole thing because, you know, a lot of them weren't thrilled about having to do it, but they still have to enforce it. It's just part of the job, yeah.
So that was neat.
I mean, why do they have to enforce it if no one's going to know that they're enforcing it or not?
If no one's going to know.
Like, there's no cameras on the plane that's watching them enforce it.
Yeah,
I think there's other customers, though, that I think would have freakouts about it and report it to either the airline when they get off the plane or to TSA. Like, I feel like there are enough people out there that were paranoid about it that they would freak out if the flight attendants weren't.
And I'm sure all the company policies were very like, you must enforce it. I know you guys don't like this, but you have to do it.
Emma with no love for the flight attendants.
Emma's like,
here.
screw that, screw the flight attendants.
I have more like sympathy for the people that are outside the plane who are in the hot air and have to wave the plane to come to the parking spot with a mask on. Like, I just feel.
I thought you were talking about during the flight at first. You're like the people outside the plane in the air.
No, you know, like
I have a lot of sympathy for them too because they're not going to last
the
long.
parking guide dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's not even around anyone, and it's hot or whatever.
Oh, and they have to wear masks.
Yeah.
So Elon Musk still hasn't completed his purchase of Twitter. Sad. He keeps trying, and they did this poison pill thing. I don't even know what that is, but I just saw that.
It's one of those things that I read about, and then I understand it as I'm reading it, and then as soon as I'm done, it's out of my head, and I don't understand how that stuff works. But
so we got to spend a little time in Florida. That was cool.
Florida was awesome.
Yeah.
We got to hang out with Seth. We got to hang out with all of our B employees that I haven't met in person before.
Yeah,
they were
awesome.
They were all awesome people.
But you did say gay as soon as you stepped off the plane.
Yeah, we were almost arrested for saying
And
gay
immediately,
over and
yeah.
over again because
Yeah.
you're not allowed to say that anymore.
I thought you were allowed to say it like if you're calling something gay, though. Like we stepped off and we're like, oh, this is totally gay. And then we're like, okay, you're good. You can carry on.
As long as you use it as an insult, you can say gay.
But awesome. Hey, let's do our Babylon Bee Banger of the Week. Friends, don't wait another minute to get long-term emergency food storage. This is the survival food you're going to need in the difficult times ahead. So stop right now and go to preparewithbee.com. You'll find a special offer there from My Patriot Supply for $150 off their 3-month emergency food kit. My Patriot Supply is the most trusted preparedness company in America. They've been in business for well over a decade, and they have more than 50,000 4-star and 5-star reviews. Their 3-month emergency food kit provides delicious daily meals, breakfast, lunch, dinners, drinks, and snacks. You won't have to go hungry when you have this food. Pick up a separate kit for every member of the family and get $150 off each one you buy. Your order will ship quickly and arrive in unmarked boxes for your privacy. Give yourself food security during the shortages we'll soon face. Go to preparewithbee.com right now. Don't stand on the sidelines while the clock is ticking. Get in the game. Go to preparewithbee.com today. That's preparewithbee.com.
Banger of the Week.
Investigators claim David used illegal ghost sling and lethal assault against Goliath. I almost said legal assault, which is funnier. So Biden's trying to ban ghost guns. I don't know.
What's the TLDR version of the ghost gun thing? Because I watch a lot of these viral clips. I've heard about the ghost gun thing, but I never actually watched the clip. What does that refer to?
I believe it's like 3D printed guns that you can't detect on a metal detector.
I see.
So is that correct, Dan? Is that close?
Dan goes, no.
No, not.
They're
not
invisible.
Even. They're invisible guns.
It's an 80% kit. You buy like most
Uh-huh.
of the parts and then you build it. And so
Okay.
now it doesn't have a serial number.
So you buy the parts one by one, and then you can build it, and now it doesn't have to be registered or
I see.
anything because you can buy it through kits.
To have a rifle in California, you basically have to build it yourself because there's like a bunch of different.
To have a certain kind of rifle, probably, yeah. Like certain assault rifles that are classified that way, yeah. So, okay. Well, we also had a bomb of the week. Very sad.
Bomb of the Week.
Bomb of the week. Mickey Mouse tells viewers that transgender surgery scalpel is a surprise tool that will help us later. This one is one of those that like made me laugh, even though I don't completely get it.
So the Mickey
I don't
Mouse,
know the rest. I don't know the reference.
You know the reference? Sorry.
No.
The Mickey Mouse Clubhouse for kids. He always talks about the mouse tools they're going to use in the episode.
I
It's
see.
like, we're going to need a hammer. We're going to need a screwdriver. And then there's always a surprise tool.
I see.
We'll find out what this one does later. So now that you know, it's much funnier. Let's go on
Find out what this one does later. It cuts off your mouse tool.
Let's go to B Radio with Austin Robertson.
Factually inaccurate. Morally correct. This is Babylon Bee Radio. Our top story. A grim new study has found that all 2 million Americans who took a plane trip Monday are now dead of COVID. The millions of citizens innocently flying on airplanes, completely safe from the virus because they were wearing masks in a tiny cylinder hurtling through the air with 200 other people, instantly dropped dead as soon as the mask mandate was struck down by a federal judge. Cheers erupted aboard planes mid-flight, but were quickly subdued as one by one, every passenger in the cabin dropped dead of COVID. The pilots, flight engineers, first officers, and attendants also instantly dropped dead of COVID. In a scene that looked like it belonged in a Left Behind movie, thousands of planes dropped from the skies. Their operators died of the virus. Uber failed to heed the warning of what happened in the skies and also lifted its own mandate the next morning, causing tens of thousands more deaths in just the first few hours of the day. A Twitter account called Conservatives of TikTok made its debut this week. The account is reportedly a direct response to Libs of TikTok, which shares content from pink-haired leftists screaming degenerate things into their cameras. The new account instead shares content from normal-looking conservatives, sharing sensible opinions pretty much everyone agrees with. One video shared by @Conservatives of TikTok shows a conservative man discussing the alleged differences between men and women. Another video features a middle-class dad mowing his lawn while wearing New Balance sneakers and talking about how low taxes are a good thing. Videos like the one showing a stay-at-home mom talking about how teachers shouldn't talk with kindergartners about sex have been met with a hurricane of rage and righteous indignation from the left. According to sources, conservative users are mostly confused by the account, which they said doesn't show them in a bad light at all. However, some do worry that the account will make them look lame, since most videos feature boomer dads struggling to figure out how to work the camera. A new report from an inside source at the White House has confirmed that Barack Obama has been running the Biden administration from inside an Easter Bunny costume for the past 2 years.
Oh yeah, Barry's been climbing into that bunny suit and orchestrating the whole thing all along. Every policy position, every executive order, all the mandates, the foreign wars, all of that was from the bunny.
According to the source, the White House gathers in the Situation Room every morning to hear from the Easter Bunny and get their marching orders.
The bunny was the only one that could keep Biden's attention. He'd start nodding off at all the officials and executives trying to explain simple concepts to him, but the bunny always got him clapping and cheering.
During different holidays, Obama sometimes switches into different costumes, such as during Christmas time when he gives orders to the Biden White House dressed as Black Santa Claus, and on President's Day when he shows up as Black George Washington.
We have a lot of fun here. It's not all serious business, crises, and wars. Well, that's most of it, but we have to let our hair down once in a while.
Netflix stock has taken a massive plunge after the revelation that there is only one paid account that all 200 million users are sharing. The account, Halo_Gamer420 at yahoo.com, apparently has the password, password123. No one knows who created it years ago, but it got passed to the person's relative, who shared it with their roommate, who then gave it to their housekeeper, and so on. At publishing time, Netflix had announced they would be cracking down on sharing passwords, resulting in 3 new account signups. Local 18-year-old Olivia Hannah Jones had to file her taxes for the first time this year. Jones frantically tried to navigate the IRS's obtuse website and fill out the non-user-friendly forms needed for the little bit of income she made working as a graphic designer last summer.
1099 MISC? The heck is that? I really liked my math teacher, Mixed Writer, but I wish they'd at least spend an hour or two on how to file your taxes. Their coming out party in our 5th grade class was equal parts stunning and brave, but it certainly isn't helping me figure out what deductions I'm eligible for here.
Jones dug up her old notes from her high school economics class, but only found page after page on critical gender theory and a section on the systemic oppression of evil colonizing arithmetic and its triggering effects on polygender people who bleed.
Well, at least I'll be able to get into Harvard.
In travel news, the Mayweather family has flown thousands of miles across the country to vacation in a sunny tropical location, only to eat breakfast at Cracker Barrel. The family, who hails from a small town in the Midwest, passed up dozens of delicious, award-winning local fare in favor of a national chain of mass-produced, home-style cooking.
We thought about being adventurous and trying something new, but then we saw that old familiar Cracker Barrel sign and suddenly felt the longing to eat mediocre food surrounded by antiques while playing that little peg game and listening to Randy Travis. No other dining experience in Key West can top that. No siree.
Sources say the family sat down to eat warm scrambled eggs and burnt sausage just 30 yards away from a legendary seafood joint that would have changed their lives. Family members say they're looking forward to driving to the beach to check out a cool-looking lunch spot called Chick-fil-A. Now you're up to date on the only news that matters. Find more fake news you can trust at babylonbee.com. Until next time, this is Austin Robertson, the voice of the Babylon Bee. So long.
And even funnier than B Radio is Weekly News with Adam Yetzer. Here we go.
It's time for the Weekly News. with Adam Yetzer.
A federal judge in Florida struck down the CDC's mask mandate for airplanes, but left in place the mandate that you have to put your tray up to help the jet land safely. During the White House Easter egg hunt, the Easter Bunny appeared to guide Joe Biden away from reporters asking questions about Afghanistan. The Easter Bunny has now been hired to follow Joe Biden around year-round. And proving that slow and steady always wins, Mitch McConnell beat the Easter Bunny in a race on the White House lawn. Lizzo hosted SNL this week, causing Studio 8H to collapse into Studio 7H. Netflix stock fell over 20% this week after the streaming service reported losing 200,000 subscribers, all of whom were sharing the same account and password. CNN Plus has been struggling to find subscribers, and the streaming service is expected to soon make major staffing cuts. Chris Wallace may be cut, Casey Hunt may be cut, and Brian Stelter may be diced, sliced, boiled, mashed, or hashed. Kyle loves a good Brian Stelter's a potato joke.
It's one of the best jokes of all time.
It's her favorite reference. John Hinckley Jr., who tried to assassinate President Ronald Reagan, is playing a sold-out concert in Brooklyn in July. Sadly, Jodie Foster is still not impressed. If John Hinckley Jr. continues to sell out concerts, he will be murdered by Mark David Chapman. A Kentucky man with social anxiety was awarded $450,000 after his office threw him an unwanted birthday party. Now, I'm not saying you owe me $450,000, but here's a real picture of me at my Babylon Bee office birthday party. A new survey found that American men have the 59th largest penises in the world, and that American women have the only penises in the world. That's it for Weekly News. Come see me live in Grand Rapids this weekend and at the Looney Bin in Oklahoma City, May 11th to 14th. Thank you, Adam. Now it's time for the segment that's even funnier than Weekly News, Sizzler Facts.
Well, just to be clear, Sizzler Facts isn't funny. It's just facts about Sizzler.
It's just a better segment. It's better than every segment we do. I love Sizzler Facts.
So here we go. We have a new Sizzler Fact this week. If you guys haven't been watching the show, 2 weeks ago, we debuted a new feature called Sizzler Facts. It was met with overwhelmingly positive feedback. We had some listeners write in. One listener wrote in and said they were typically against our politics, but they're going to continue listening just for Sizzler Facts. So here is this week's Sizzler Fact. While Sizzler originated in the U.S., the restaurant has locations across the globe. The locations actually spanned Australia, Canada, China, Indonesia, Japan, South Africa, South Korea, and even Thailand, if you believe that. This has been Sizzler Facts. We also wanted to mention that we had some fan art sent in of our Sizzler Facts. One, you can look if you're on the video feed. This is looks like me. Is that supposed to be me?
Is that supposed to be you? I think so.
Eating Sizzler. This is from Charles Mervin from Fort Wayne, Indiana. And then this is a piece from Melissa G. Just called herself Melissa G, and she titled this piece Choices.
And it's got Trump at the salad bar.
Trump at the Sizzler salad bar.
I love that. I like that, people who support Trump are fans of this, and that person that disagrees with our politics are fans. It sounds like Sizzler's bringing people together. There's a quiet revolution going on.
Quiet revolution. And then little Sarah, age 5, from Atlanta, Georgia, sent this picture to us through the mail. That's cute. All right, so...
it's all right, Sarah. It's not as good as either of the others.
Not,
Maybe you'll be a better drawer when you get older.
Clearly, it is very basic.
Yeah, the S is backwards.
Sizzler doesn't typically have that slant of a roof.
The 5 is backwards.
And cats aren't allowed at Sizzler. So we're going to go to... now we talked to a little-known, up-and-coming political commentator named Dennis Prager.
I think I've heard of him before.
And you can check out his stuff. Google him. Check him out on YouTube or something, and maybe you'll. And he's also
got a university.
He's also the dean of a university called Prager U. So check that out. Here we go. Let's talk to Dennis Prager. Riots, robberies, home invasions, and random assaults on America's streets. Crime is on the rise, and law-abiding citizens are buying firearms at a record pace. Our friends at Strikeman know that you want to be more confident and accurate with your firearm. To do that, you need to train regularly. But with the cost of ammo at record highs, assuming you can even find any, it's getting harder and harder for responsible gun owners to train. That's why Strikeman was developed. With Strikeman's advanced app and custom laser cartridge, you can practice safely at home without the cost or inconvenience of traditional firearms training. No more costly trips to the range, no more wasted ammo. Right now you can try Strikeman risk-free for 15 days. Just go to trainwithstrikeman.com. That's trainwithstrikeman.com and watch this revolutionary product at work. You can save 20% with the offer code AMMOFREEDOM. Put the power back in your hands with America's #1 dry fire training system. That's trainwithstrikeman.com and use the offer code AMMOFREEDOM.
And now for another interview on The Bee Weekly.
Awesome. We're here with Dennis Prager. Thank you so much for agreeing to have us in your studio here. This is great. And I like that you put us in the little chairs. Is this a power move?
Yeah, this is.
I can't stand this, actually.
I feel like, I feel like, hey, Mr. Prager, tell us about the Bible.
You're so right. Believe it or not, this is a brand new studio. So I said in the beginning, my guests have to sit at the same level as I. I start off 6'4", so it's not like it's good anyway.
You're already taller than both of us
that's
combined.
right. Well, all right, well.
If we were stacked,
you could wear a jacket, yes.
Yeah, a trench coat.
This is absurd now that I think I'm actually more self-conscious about it than you are. But it is what it is. You could stand during the interview if you like. And then,
at some point,
that would be interesting too. Yeah,
that's right. You'll randomly stand up.
Exactly.
By the way, I just want everybody to know that you brought me cigars. And the only reason is not to note your generosity, but that others emulate you.
Right.
And
these are the right
so
ones.
I'm just putting it up here.
What brand are those?
Found out what I love.
Right.
La Flora Dominicana Double Ligero. That's the strongest cigar made, by the way.
Really?
Yes.
Nice.
If I drink this much red wine, I get dizzy and headachy, and yet I smoke the strongest cigars made.
Now, you're a biblical scholar. You're an author. You have a new book out. I know we're going to say this word wrong. It's called the Rational Bible Passover Haggadah.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Haggadah.
The Rational Passover Haggadah. Yeah.
Haggadah. And that's where you cook the pudding inside the sheep's stomach?
How did he know? His knowledge
is impressive.
Is very impressive.
Yeah.
It's not about that.
Okay.
But it was a good one.
So what is the rational...
It is the Babylon Bee. You never really know.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is the oldest holiday in the world. It's been observed for 3,000 years. I mean, it's a remarkable thing. And it is presumably the Last Supper of Jesus. So the Passover Seder is a big deal. So this ancient text I explain, just like I do the Bible, the rational Bible, Genesis, rational Bible, Exodus, Deuteronomy is coming out later this year. And now it's this one. And it's for everybody, Jews and non-Jews. And it's my way of bringing the wisdom of the ancient texts to life.
Well, mine was signed to me from my father-in-law, who's a big fan of yours.
No, that's a big deal.
So will you sign?
So if you get from your father-in-law and me, of course I'll sign.
All right, here we go.
And by the way, I'm always with my trusty fountain pen.
Oh, good.
Another one of my passions.
That's good.
So let's see. Can I say what he wrote to you?
Yes.
Dear Jarrett, at first I thought my daughter chose wrong, but over the course of time, I've really come to enjoy you. That was completely made up.
My wife is in the audience.
Will your father find that funny? Yes. Oh, good. I'm glad. Okay.
Yeah, he's going to like it.
Dear Jarrett, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. He got it right. That's exactly correct. That's why there's no wisdom at our universities. They're completely secular.
Yeah.
Happy birthday from Bill. So you refer to your father-in-law as Bill, not Dad.
Yeah, it's weird.
Isn't that an interesting subject, though?
It is an interesting subject because I meet people that just call their in-laws Dad and Mom, and I've never really done that. It's not that I don't think of them that way. I do.
What does she call your parents?
Rindy and Gary. My parents are, yeah.
So it never occurred to you to do Mom and Dad with his parents?
It was just awkward at the beginning, but now I think I would do it. I love them.
Yeah.
So here,
she didn't love them.
It's funny because my second son, I have two sons, is getting married in 10 days, and I want to gingerly just put in the mind of my future daughter-in-law that if she's happy with it, I'd be happy to be called Dad. I'm totally okay if she says Dennis, but I'm debating. I don't want to put pressure on her. I really don't.
Yeah.
But I want it to be available, especially since she doesn't have a dad in her life. And she does love me, and I do love her. And I think it's nice. My other daughter-in-law did opt to call me dad. Are you married?
No, I'm single.
Why?
I haven't found the right one yet.
Are you looking?
Yeah.
Are you on an internet site?
I don't. I tried the apps for maybe a month, and I was like, no, that's not for me.
I don't understand that. If I were single,
you'd just be on the apps all the time?
I would go on. I don't. No. Why aren't you maximizing your chances?
I go out and meet people in the world. The apps just seem weird to me. It's like I'm surprised that you're very in favor of the apps, because it seems like that's like a young generation thing that people got into even after, like even younger than me.
Well, yeah, but I don't. Okay, first of all, it's an interesting subject because I don't think my inner being is still 28. Okay,
yeah.
Just for the record, but aside from that, I think rationally. I don't think old and I don't think young. I think rational. So reason suggests to me that you'll have a much better chance of meeting somebody if there are 100,000 people out there than 3 at a bar or a dinner party.
I agree with that too, because I've also found when I did try the apps that it's what people are looking for on there. Like, I'm sort of relationship minded. It's not. That's not always what you get on the apps. Now there are some where you can narrow it down, and they say that
sort of
they say it's
false advertising.
False advertising. Yeah,
How
it's not really. Not really. So some not really single. Some like hookup culture. Some.
You mean married women are out there for a hookup?
No, single women, but not looking for serious relationships.
No. Okay,
yeah,
so fine.
But I'm sure there are also married women on there looking for a hookup.
That's a different side. I don't know.
I gotta believe that's a minority, but I think a lot of married men might be doing that. But,
yeah.
Okay, so so on the false advertising, this is an interesting question. Is it false advertising in terms of the picture doesn't represent the reality? But because I have a solution. And I think everybody should do this. I think you should Zoom before you meet.
I've done that already.
And you've still got false advertising? What,
not so much in the looks. No, not so much in the looks. Although now I think you probably can put filters on Zoom. And you can probably look like
you can look like a bunny rabbit or something.
Okay, so go on.
A badger.
No, I've Zoomed, I think, before dates before when I tried it, and it was more when you meet the person. The personality just doesn't mesh, or they're. Like I said, there's different things with different people. Some of them are putting fake pictures or out-of-date pictures on there. Some of them are saying they're looking for a relationship when they're not. Some of them are saying they have a certain set of values and they don't. And until you kind of meet in person, even if you interact, that stuff doesn't come out for a while.
The woman who says she's looking for a relationship, but she's not?
That's a real thing on...
It is?
And it's a real thing that happens, and there are also people, and I'm sure both men and women do this, that are doing it to get dates to sort of validate themselves. It's like the more people that I match with and the more likes that I get, it validates them as, oh, these people like me. But then they never are progressing to the point of like, I want to settle down and have a relationship.
This I think I can say, even though I'm married and I'm older, but I do a male-female hour every week. And I talk about this subject a lot. I think, well, I'll give you one example. This is a very interesting thing. So when I meet a woman who is obviously under 30.
Yeah, that's all I'll date. Ugh.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, that's hilarious. That's very funny. So whether it's online at an airport, sitting next to in an airplane, meeting, and I don't know, my waitress, I'm very open, and it's amazing when you're open, others usually open.
Yeah.
So I say, how old, may I ask how old you are? And they're not hesitant. It's obviously not a pickup line. And so they'll say, okay, I'm 26. Great, perfect. So I ask women under 30 this question, and there's no right answer. You don't have to worry about that. So I'm offering you 2 guarantees. You can only choose one guarantee. And I want you to understand, it doesn't mean you cannot have the other. It only means the other is not guaranteed. If you could get a guaranteed great marriage or a guaranteed great career, which guarantee would you take? And I've been doing this for years, and it's 50-50. Not only is it 50-50, but with all my ability to read people, I never predict correctly. Never.
Interesting.
The girl could be tattooed and says great marriage. The other girl could be a Christian, goes to church every week and says great career.
Yeah.
There is
not
no
likely.
way of predicting.
Wow.
But it is very depressing to me that 50% say great career.
Yeah. One of the things that's very hard for me is working in Hollywood and in the entertainment industry for the last 15 years. I don't meet many people. It's not that I meet none, but there are not a lot in that world that share my values and beliefs and that aren't the career-minded ones that are, they might want marriage and kids eventually, but that's not their focus when they're in their 20s and 30s.
Yeah, and they're making a terrible boo-boo.
Well,
because when it becomes their focus, they're going to find that there are a lot fewer men out there than they thought, and that the biological clock is ticking. But both are factors. I mean, my theory on leftism is that it's a fear of reality. So what I'm about to say is real, but you can't say this, I do.
Yeah.
But you can't say this on a college campus. You will be called a misogynist or whatever they'll call you.
Yeah.
A woman has a better chance of meeting a great guy at 23 than at 43. Okay? It's a painful fact. But you can't say that because it is painful. Most of leftism is an avoidance of pain. Yeah. And it went by politics. Florida was a free state and California was a paranoid state. Because this is a left-wing state and Florida is run by a conservative.
Now, that's interesting. You're thinking about leftism as sort of avoidance of pain. Do you think it has something to do, and I've always thought this, do you think it has something to do with the left sort of on the whole being a lot more atheistic, a lot more afraid of the afterlife, thinking that nothing else, they're materialists, they only think that right here.
This is all post-Christian stuff, and I'm saying this as a Jew. I think they are, but they're afraid of life.
Yeah.
That's worse to me. They're afraid of life's pains.
Yeah.
Nothing bothers me more than a religious leftist.
I know, me too.
Sorry. Like the Pope, by the way. The Pope is the best example in the world.
Yeah.
Because he's so famous.
Yeah.
Right.
But, of course...
And he still hasn't found a wife either.
Oh, sorry.
Well, he has not gone on any app. I've suggested any number of apps.
Yeah. Any number.
Okay, well...
He won't do it.
Okay.
Now, do you think their love of safety, it feels like that on the left, that also manifests itself, it's like they don't seem to place freedom above safety. It's like they want to be taken care of.
They don't value
more
freedom.
so than having freedom because they don't want the responsibility that comes with that.
That's right. Freedom is not an innate human yearning. People do not yearn to be free. That's a naive belief. People yearn to be taken care of. That is the reason the left wins all over the world. It's a deal with the devil. Give me your soul, give me your freedom, and I will give you benefits.
Right.
And it's true in America. It's true in Argentina. It is true in Germany. It is true everywhere. It is people will give over their liberty in a nanosecond for free healthcare, free meals, free schooling, free daycare, you name it. If you think a mask will protect you, wear it.
Yeah.
We don't tell you not to.
Yep.
The left and Putin have so much in common that it's very scary. And the shutting down of all dissent is what they most have in common.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to find you a wife.
Yeah.
And Bettina a husband.
We came here thinking we were going to discuss, the Passover. And instead we got
a dating show.
We got Jared's personal life my book, and I'm talking about
pick up tips from Dennis Prager.
Pick up tips. I can't believe it. That's really shooting myself in the foot.
What's your best pickup line? It's yeah.
Oh,
How
you're
old
ready.
Are you?
So
How old are you?
Here we go.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. You asked a great question. My pickup lines. I was 32 when I first got married. So I was single for a long time.
Uh-huh.
And I had a very active life in that arena because I was already public speaking, and women are attracted to public figures. It's just, I was very lucky.
Right, Adam?
Because I was not great. I was not great at pickup lines. Here's a perfect example. I don't even drink. I'm not opposed to it. I just don't enjoy it. Cigars are my vice. So, or one of them. And I think I was at a bar, and I don't even know why, because maybe just to meet a girl. But wherever it was, I'll never forget this. So I'm in my mid-20s, and I have some ability with words, so that was an advantage. But I never had great pickup lines. I watched guys pick up women with such ease. It was like God had granted them this unique ability, like playing a Beethoven piano concerto.
Seems like the other guy gave him that.
The other guy, the other guy, right. So I figure. So she says, "And what do you do?" And I think, "Oh, good, all right. Now, what do I? Well, I go around the country lecturing, which at 25 is an impressive thing to say." I thought. She said, "Oh, on what?" And it's painful. It pains me to tell you this. I said, ethical monotheism. And that was the end of that.
That didn't just get you in right away.
No, that was so a warning to all men, ethical monotheism doesn't get them excited. Maybe 1 out of 400 women would have gone, really? Wow.
The good ones.
But the other 399 think like another woman. This was not a pickup line. On an airplane, I remember even where, to Louisville, Kentucky. So this middle-aged woman is sitting next to me. "Oh, what brings you to Louisville?" "I'm going to give a lecture on what? Monotheism." And then she goes, "Oh, really? Let me tell you about my rheumatism." She thought it was a disease.
Oh. Is there ethical rheumatism?
Ethical rheumatism. That's right. It's very good.
That's good. Oh my goodness, that's funny.
So go to the book. I didn't realize that.
Your next book is going to be The Rational Dating Guide.
But it'll be blank pages.
Yeah.
It'll be like Michael Knowles' thing on Democrats.
That's right. That was really good, by the way.
Blank pages.
Very funny.
I know what to say to 1,000 people.
Yeah.
But not to a girl I wanted to pick up. So where were we?
I think that's it. I think we were just discussing.
We were just discussing dating. Yeah.
Dating,
no, I think.
Yeah.
Let's
Dennis
see here.
Prager's non-working pickup line.
So we have to move now to our 10 questions.
Oh, let's do our 10. We're running
long on time.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to do the actual 10.
Be sure to check out the book, and be sure to check out the...
Which book? The Rational Passover Haggadah and the Rational Bible, yes.
I really want
this
both
is,
of those.
by the way, seriously, this is the most important stuff I've written.
This has been Prager Facts. Now we go to...
Thanks for prying into my personal life, Dennis Prager.
And now we're going to go to hate mail. Hey Babylon Bee fans, today's episode is sponsored by Private Internet Access, America's #1 virtual private network, or VPN for short, obviously. Look, even if you use incognito mode, your internet service provider is storing your browsing data, and many times they're selling that information. But Private Internet Access, or PIA for short, because those are the first 3 letters of Private Internet Access, can help. PIA encrypts and reroutes your internet traffic through one of its own servers, hiding your data from your internet service provider or network admin. And with servers in over 75 countries, you can get unrestricted access to geo-blocked content around the world. PIA comes with easy-to-use apps and browser extensions for all devices, a rock-solid privacy policy, open-source security, advanced customization settings, and it was just ranked the fastest VPN in the world by PC Mag. Those nerds know what they're talking about. And if you sign up with PIA right now, you can take advantage of a special deal only for Babylon Bee listeners and viewers. Get 83% off now. That's so much more inexpensive than virtually every other VPN on the market. And if you get it right now, you can take PIA's 30-day risk-free challenge. You can try it out for 30 days and see if you like it. If not, you can return it for a full refund. So click on the link in the description and try out the best VPN on the planet, completely risk-free. Just don't look at porn.
I really miss Adam Ford.
This is from Therese, and she says, "So I saw your ad on my YouTube just now about your Twitter ban, and having enjoyed your paper," that's always a good sign when they call it. I thought, oh no, That can't be right. I must support them at once. Oh, good, our ads are working. Then I listened to why you were banned, and I was appalled. WTAF is wrong with you. I don't know that.
I think it should just be.
The actual.
Oh, okay.
Is wrong with you? Why in the face of every single MF thing trans people face every single effing day of their lives did you think it was a great idea to make Ms. Levine's life just a bit effing worse? No, no, no. 10,000 times no. I never, ever renew. F off. Are we clear?
I like how she changes when she'll like abbreviate the F word and then just uses it.
It's like
be consistent.
Well, she was getting madder and madder. She's like, you know what? I'm dropping the F bomb. I'm doing it. And then she just did it.
And
It's
how
like,
was
what
she a
the
fan?
heck? And then
How was she a fan of us for so long and say that she enjoys the paper that we apparently send out? Put it in her newspaper tube every morning.
Wait a minute. They're
But
conservatives.
then, it's the one joke it's our most common joke.
We
she
do
wasn't
all the
aware
time.
of it.
She wasn't- yeah. So here's some more hate mail. This is actually a tweet from Keith Olbermann. I tweeted a list of Babylon Bee headlines that we had done since we've been banned from Twitter. And Keith Olbermann replies, "Have you considered trying humor?"
And he got 184 likes. Congratulations, Keith Olbermann.
He kind of got ratioed though, because he has got the 34 quote tweets. That's all people dunking on him. So very sad. All right, well, and actually, it's kind of nice that we made Keith Olbermann say the most coherent thing that he's said in years.
Yeah.
So we're bringing people together. We're bringing sanity back to Keith Olbermann.
A little man versus Olbermann.
Yeah. Let's go on to we have a subscriber dare this week, huh?
This is Subscriber Dare.
So we have a subscriber dare, and this is from Ridge Matthews. No, wait. Yeah, Ridge Matthews, I guess. And he says, "Hello, I will subscribe to the Babylon Bee if Kyle makes up a rapper name. It must be an original, and it can't be Kyle. It can't be just Kyle. In Kyle's absence, Adam could make up a rapper name, and his must also be original and not just Adam. I want to be dazzled. Ciao."
He said, "Ciao, Lil Ridgy Mane." That must be Ridge Matthews.
That's
name.
his rapper name.
Yeah.
Okay.
nice.
So rapper name for Kyle. We got any names to throw in the hat? I should have prepped for this.
Vanilla.
What was it?
Vanilla soft serve.
Vanilla soft serve. Oh, did we do that before?
I think we did a long time ago.
Okay, well, we're going to have to come up with a new one.
What about one for Adam?
No, it says in Kyle's absence. Luckily, Kyle's here, so I don't
If
have
he
to.
wants to be dazzled.
I don't have to come up with one.
All right, well, we're going to work on this. And next week, we will return with the most epic rapper name that you've ever heard, Ridge. All right, see you later, Lil Ridgy Mane. We went to Kentucky and explored the Ark Encounter a few weeks ago, and it was crazy. And we went and got a Cubit. So we wanted to show off our Cubit that we got from Ken Ham's bookstore. In addition to selling hundreds of pounds of fudge every day, Ken Ham's Ark Encounter sells the Cubit. So Adam actually came up with a joke. He's like, "Why don't you ask them if they have?"
Yeah, they should have a tape measure that measures in cubits.
And so we asked him, and we're like, "Hey, this is going to be a great bit."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh yeah, I've got a Cubit right over here."
Yeah.
And he returns with the Cubit, so you can use this to build your own Ark, I guess. Kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then we also got a model Ark, so we wanted to.
How's the fudge there?
You know, I didn't get any fudge. Did you guys get any of the fudge? I was getting really hungry at the end of the day when we were about to go get some Cincinnati chili, and I almost grabbed some fudge, but I didn't. So everybody go check out Ken Ham's.
I'm not going to do it.
Everybody go check out Ken Ham's Ark Encounter so you can buy some fudge. And then we also have the full tour of the Ark Encounter on our YouTube channel. So I'd recommend that you guys go check that out. It was a lot of fun. And yeah, go watch that. All right, we're going to go into our subscriber lounge now where we have bonus hate mail. We have a classic article of the week. We got subscriber headlines of the week. And we ask Emma the 10 questions.
Coming up next, for Babylon Bee subscribers.
I'm trying to picture the scene of like...
That is the funniest answer I've ever heard.
I feel like I'm doing a bunch of weird career choices like my grandpa did. And then I'd also like to...
This is a weird career choice.
this and everything.
Her career choices on the air.
This has been another edition of the Bee Weekly from the dedicated team of certified fake news journalists you can trust here at the Babylon Bee. Reminding you that someone out there knows something about Carmen, and we're going to find them.